Questions are swirling around tonight's much-anticipated presidential debate. Prime amongst them, will Joe Biden get through 90 minutes without crapping his pants? I know it's juvenile, couldn't resist. Another important question, and by the way, come back to this video after the debate and leave a comment because I'm going to be reading them. How much will CNN rig the debate to help Biden? I think we've already got a pretty solid early indication.
If we go behind the podiums, you can see two green lights. When they're on, they signal to the candidate his microphone is on. When the green lights are off, they signal to the candidate his microphone is off.
Right, so CNN has the power to remotely control when the mics are cut off.
He's going to interrupt me as I'm speaking, and this is what it will sound like. My volume remains constant, while Phil's interruption can be difficult to understand.
Oh, I'm sure this will be applied fairly. I'm sure it's not to prevent this from happening.
Manufacturing went in a hole.
Excuse
number
me,
one.
Chris. Wait.
Number two.
Chris.
Number three.
They said it would take... No, you were number two.
No.
Chris. They said it would take a...
CNN seems to enjoy cutting the mics when they don't like the narrative. Trump's press secretary tried to bring up the fact that both CNN debate moderators, Jake Tapper and Dana Bash, have a history of anti-Trump bias. When this happened...
So it takes someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has consistently frequently likened President Trump to Adolf Hitler.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on his behalf, I am willing to have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay.
Now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Caroline, thank you very much for your time.
But yeah, I'm sure CNN, Jake Tapper and Dana Bash are going to give Trump a fair shake.
For tens of millions of our fellow Americans, their long national nightmare is over.
Insults, invective, and outright lies. That's what we heard from Donald Trump.
Count the time Trump gets to speak and compare it to Biden's speaking time at the end of the debate. What are the chances they're going to let the dithering Biden go over his limit time and time again, while cutting off Trump right on cue? Another key question, what cocktail of drugs will Joe Biden have to be hopped up on to get through 90 minutes of intense back and forth debate, given that he can barely get through a 5-minute speech with auto cue feeding him his every word?
4 more years. Pause.
4 more years.
And this isn't a facetious question. Biden disappeared for a whole week before the debate, leading some to ask who the hell was running the country.
Joe now, of course, 5+ days and counting. He's been in hiding. Apparently, the president of your country is not able to perform his regular duties, the duties of his job, while also preparing for a 90-minute debate.
But his absence is reportedly not just for debate prep. According to former White House physician Ronnie Jackson, it's so his medical staff can determine the right mix of performance-enhancing drugs to get him through the evening.
He's going to be at Camp David for a full week before the debate. Part of that is probably experimenting with, just getting the doses just right, because, they have to treat his cognition. They have to give him something to help him think straighter. They have to give him something to wake him up, for his alertness.
Wake up, Joe. Time for debate prep. It's a long day for Biden. Watch out for the telltale sign of him delivering entire monologues without even blinking.
Can't be pro-insurrection and pro-cop. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-democracy. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-American. Donald Trump lacked the courage to act. The brave women and men in blue all across this nation should never forget that.
Something so weird it led even a CBS News analyst to conclude that this was an AI deep fake.
You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-American. Donald Trump lacked the courage to act.
So what did you think of this one?
He didn't blink.
Not at all, right?
So that suggests it's fake.
This one's actually real.
How's that?
The Biden campaign refused to submit to a drug test before the debate.
President Trump asking President Biden for a drug test going into Thursday night. What's your reaction?
I mean, I don't even really know what to say about that.
But they assured us Uncle Joe will be well up for it.
I'll tell you, you're going to see a very energized President Biden.
Adderall can do amazing things.
President Investment and Finance Squad is led by my Secretary of Agriculture and knows more about this than anybody I know.
Cold turkey may be great on sandwiches, but there's a better way to break your bad habits. And I'm not talking about some out there self-hypnosis technique. I'm talking about our sponsor, Fume, and they look at the problem in a different Trump way. Not everything about a bad habit is wrong, so instead of a drastic, uncomfortable change, why not just remove the bad from your habit? Fume is an innovative, award-winning flavoured air device that does just that. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural. Instead of vapor, Fume uses flavoured air. And instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses all natural, delicious flavours. You get it. Instead of bad, Fume is good. It's a habit you're free to enjoy and makes replacing your bad habit easy. Your Fume comes with an adjustable airflow dial and is designed with movable parts and magnets for fidgeting, keeping your fingers occupied, which is helpful for de-stressing while breaking your bad habit. Check out Crisp Mint, their best seller. Ooh, I can see why. The surprise really hits when you realise it's more flavourful than you'd expect. Then there's just the satisfying feel of the thing. Well weighted, perfectly balanced, and really fun to fidget with. Stopping is something we all put off because it is hard. But switching to Fume is easy, enjoyable, and even fun. Fume has served over 30,000 customers, and you can be the next success story. For a limited time, use my code PJW to get your free Fume base when you order the Journey Pack. It's the all-new magnetic stand for your Fume device. Head to tryfume.com, that's tryfum.com, and use code PJW or scan the QR code on screen to get your free Fume base when you order the Journey Pack today.
So a little before debate time, he gets a shot in the ass, and that's... They want to strengthen him up.
But never mind the actual speaking part. Will Biden actually be able to stand up for an hour and a half straight? Part of his debate prep is practicing the ability to remain on his feet for 90 minutes.
Now, part 2 of that, Phil, of that debate prep, it's going to be actually putting that into action with these mock debates. This is going to include a 90-minute formal debate where the president is standing up on his feet the entire time, trying to mirror what he's going to have to do in real time next week.
Trump even claimed the Biden campaign asked that the entire debate be held with the two candidates sitting down.
I hear now we're sitting at tables. I don't want to sit at a table. I said, no, let's stand. But they want to sit at a table.
Also, look out for the all-time conspiracy classic, is he wearing an earpiece? But some Americans are so wildly distrustful of the Biden administration, they think other people are walking around disguised as him, based off this clip from a former CIA officer that went viral on X.
I went to the White House. And I briefed George H.W. Bush, the president at the time, while I was wearing a full face mask. So we're sitting like this close together, and I'm telling him that I'm going to show him the best disguise that we have. And he's looking for a bag, like, where is it? I said, well, I'm wearing it, and I'm going to take it off. And I reached to start taking it off, and he said, stop. And he got up and he walked and he looked at it. He didn't know it was a mask. He wasn't sure what I was wearing. He sat back down. He said, okay. So I took it off and I was holding it up in the air so he could see it. My whole head. It had hair and a face and a neck.
So you could walk around as someone else?
Absolutely.
And that would be the disguise?
Absolutely.
Yeah, a bit of a stretch. Another key question, will Biden suddenly forget where he is and try to wander off in a random direction trying to talk to someone who isn't there? Could be a big problem given that his carer isn't on hand to intervene. Maybe that's why CNN banned having a live audience, because they feared Joe would just walk off and try and have conversations with them. Or could it be because while Trump pulls in monster crowds for mega rallies, Biden can barely fill a school gymnasium? Or did they ban it to prevent moments like this?
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't.
Biden's apparently been rehearsing some punchy one-liners to make fun of Trump. Joe Biden, punchy. Yeah, good luck with that.
I'm not sure going to understand.
Trump's reportedly done little or no one-on-one debate prep and merely plans to wing it on the night. Could come off as organically powerful or could end up being a big mistake. We'll find out. His advisors are also apparently telling him to be nice to Biden, so he doesn't come off looking like a crazy raging asshole. Where's the fun in that? Problem for Trump is that the expectations for Biden are so low. If Joe merely scrapes through to the end, they'll spin it as a major win. Despite Biden's intense debate prep, the political class is getting very nervous.
But look, that Joe Biden was very disciplined. He needed to push back on the notion that he was talked too much. Joe Biden, the vice presidential debater, I thought was a really effective debater, both against Paul Ryan and against Sarah Palin. He was very disciplined. Yeah. He's really good at moving message. But this version is not the same guy. I don't think he's as nimble.
Biden got through the State of the Union, but the cut and thrust of a live debate is a very different ballgame. What are your predictions on what will happen? Will Biden embarrass himself, or will it be a total snooze fest?
This could be the most boring, or it could be quite exciting. Who knows?
Will Uncle Joe be higher than the average American grocery bill? Will CNN come to Biden's aid with every tool at their disposal? And will that include diapers?
What?
Comment down below and then come back after the debate to see if you called it correctly. If you value what I do and you want to help support me, please visit pauljosephwatson.locals.com and either pledge a one-time donation or subscribe to join my community, get early access videos, and message me directly. And exclusive live streams coming soon too. Promise. Check out the Locals link down in the description. And don't forget to take a look at the brand new website, modernity.news. That's where you'll find all my content, including exclusive articles. That's modernity.news.